Hi guys, Remy here, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys another custom vinyl that I've made. It's another mixtape, however this one's a little bit different because it has an album cover this time. So this is a photo of me that I shot on my Pentax K1000, which is an old film camera. This is a lovely plant pot in my mum's garden, and that's me behind it. And then on the back cover is a photo of my friends that I took at my friend's 21st birthday earlier this year. What's different about this mixtape, besides the fact that it actually has like an album cover and stuff, is that unlike my previous two mixtapes, where one was solely George Harrison demos or acoustic songs, or songs that were primarily from Riverdale's several music episodes, this is just an actual standard mixtape. It is full of random different songs, and I'm going to talk you guys through the songs that I chose. I did have a bit of a problem with this mixtape initially because I ordered it from a service called Kanaki, which I've seen being praised on my TikTok because they make custom vinyl really cheap, and I've been hearing great reviews. When mine first arrived, it had an awful surface noise problem where the record was unlistenable. I did write back to them saying what my issues were, but they thankfully sorted it out for me and sent me a new copy, so thank you very much, Kanaki. This sounds fantastic. So track 1, side 1, we start off with Safe and Sound by the duo Justice. I love Justice a lot. I have a 12-inch EP of DANCE. I think their music is fantastic, and Safe and Sound I thought was the perfect opener to this mixtape because it is the opener for their album Woman, and it's incredible. It starts off with like these swirling, like futuristic kind of synths, and then it kicks in with this amazing bass line. And it's got this awesome choir that's very reminiscent of DANCE. It's kind of just like, it's a fantastic song if you haven't heard it. It's very 1970s meets futuristic, very like Giorgio Moroder, quite Daft Punky, but Justice really know how to make good music, so I thought that's definitely going to be number 1. Track 2 is We Ain't Them by Childish Gambino. This is a song that is from Childish Gambino's Royalty mixtape, which is from 2012, so it never had an official release. I think it's brilliant. I love the piano groove that kind of carries you throughout the whole song, and then the stuff he's rapping about is great. I think there's some great percussion in there.
Weird night and everybody was tipsy, hanging out with Questlove, reminiscing about Whitney. He like, man, we can't even make it to 50. That reminds me, I sent a long text message to my mom and pop.
I always like to listen to the song when I'm on a train, you know, I've just got my headphones in, I'm on my way to work or something. But yeah, I just thought, I love Childish Gambino, he's one of my favourite artists, and this is one of the few songs of his that I don't have physically, so I wanted it. Speaking of Childish Gambino, track 3 is At Least It Was Here, aka the theme song to Community by the 88. This is one of my favourite songs to ever exist. It sounds really happy, but the lyrics are quite dark. The song got me through quite a hard time a few years ago, and I remember I used to listen to this song religiously as I was watching the show for the first time. So Community is one of my favourite shows, and the music from that show, as well as the show itself, you know, it just radiates comfort. And I just love this song so much. I think the actual full-length song is so much better than the jingle that's used for the theme song. Like, the chords are a bit different in the normal song, The guitar's a bit punchier, the vocals are a bit more raw, less polished, and I just think an awesome song, and I just wanted to like hold it in my hand so much, so I'm so happy that I can do that now. Another great thing about that song is that it was recorded and made in 2009, back when Community first started, but yet it manages to somehow tell the whole arc of Community within that song. Like, if you think about the singer being in the perspective of Jeff, it makes sense. Even when the show ended 6 years later, the song matches the show's arc, and I think it's brilliant. Track 4 and track 5 are songs by One Republic. They're Someone to Save You and Stop and Stare, and they both feature on the debut album Dreaming Out Loud, which unfortunately never had a vinyl release. Someone to Save You is a song that I fell in love with when I was 15. It's very romantic, very sappy, and I'm just like, oh, I love it so much. Stop and Stare sounds quite similar to Someone to Save You, so that's why I really liked that song as well. But yeah, going back to Someone to Save You, it's one of the first songs that I worked out on piano, and I just think it's beautiful. It's just really sweet. I love it. I remember I used to make fan edits to that song, so it's a very important song from my teenage years, and I thought I should have that song as well as Stop and Stare on here. The first track on side 2 is One by Order of Era. It is a modern cover of One by Harry Nilsson. I absolutely adore the Harry Nilsson version. I love the Three Dog Night cover from 1969, and I absolutely love this one, and you've probably heard it in the Lynx or Axe advert from 2014, where the two lovers keep being separated through history, and that's the song that plays in the background. It sounds modern, but yet at the same time still has like elements of like 1960s instrumentation, and I really love it. It sounds really suave and sophisticated to me, and it's just such a really cool track and a really cool version of the song. It's a bit more grandiose than the previous two versions I've talked about. The next track is In Every Dream Home a Heartache by Roxy Music. This song is incredible, one of the best songs I've ever heard. I first heard it 2 years ago. It was in a Gucci advert that featured Harry Styles. I was in the cinema waiting to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The advert weirdly shared the same tone and kind of themes that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood explored, so I thought that was like a funny coincidence. But yeah, that advert was fantastic, but the song is what made me like hooked. Like, I was like, oh my god, what is this song? I absolutely love the guitar work in this, especially when it's like phasing in and out towards the end. I like the slow, eerie kind of vibe that builds and builds and builds into like this very psychedelic kind of rock towards the end.
Takes me further from heaven. But you blew my mind.
The next track is Peace Frog by The Doors. This is a track that I discovered early last year, and oh my god, I don't listen to The Doors a lot. I wouldn't call myself a fan of The Doors, but this song is incredible. Like, the organ, the grooviness. The way that Jim Morrison goes into spoken word and then the song just stops before kicking right back into it. I just think it's such a cool song and I love it. I love it so much. I wasn't a big fan of Morrison Hotel, the album, but I adored this track, so I'm very, very glad that I was able to now have it on vinyl. After this, we kind of go back into more of a modern vibe with the song Morning Sex by Ralph Castelli. He is an artist that I discovered through TikTok. I think he's slowly becoming more and more popular as an artist. And this song's fantastic. I absolutely adore like the retro kind of synth sound. And the chord progression is really cool. It's just full of like late summer night vibes. It's a very addictive song because it's only like 2.5 minutes long, so it's very easy to just keep pressing replay, replay, replay. And yeah, I really like the mellowness and softness of Ralph Castelli's vocals, and yeah, I think it's one of the best songs that I've heard in recent years, so I thought better add that onto the mixtape. Resonance by Home. This is a track that is full of nostalgia for a time I wasn't even alive for. It's got like that fake, it's got like that kind of 80s kind of nostalgia, you know, especially when you think of visuals that are normally paired with this song. It's always like 80s like graphics and stuff, but it's fantastic. I remember a few months ago when it was still like really hot, I was listening to this song with my friends in an empty car park at night, and I just felt like I was on top of the world. I just felt infinite. I don't know if anyone who watches my channel has seen Perks of Being a Wallflower, but the moment where they're going through the tunnel and listening to Heroes, this felt like that. I love this song so much, and I wanted to be able to hold it and have it in an album full of songs that make me feel a certain way, so I added it on here. And then to close the album, it's a very similar track in terms of how it makes me feel, is Midnight City by M83. That is a modern classic. I think it's one of the best songs of this century. That song just makes me fully nostalgic for my friends. I remember I made a video like 3 years ago just celebrating my like sixth form kind of experience with my friends. I'm still very good friends with a lot of those people even today, and that song immortalises my friendship with them. And I thought, what a fantastic closer, especially with its iconic sax solo at the end. I just think it's just a beautiful mix of synths, beats, sax, everything. Yeah, a full-on modern classic. And yeah, that's my mixtape. Honestly, this mixtape doesn't really have a name, but just songs that just make me feel a certain way. And yeah, very happy that I've got this. My problems with it initially got fixed. It sounds great when I play it, and yeah, very happy to have it, and I will treasure it forever. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see y'all in another video. Bye guys.